cafeteria. I'm Ritzio. Look around and count how many trash cans you can see. If you're having a hard time counting, that's because we have none here. Here at Kinard, we try to reduce our waste to as little as possible by forcing our kids to making different alternatives to trash. Around the corner, you'll see that we have composting and recycling.
Hi, I'm Macy. Here at Kinard, we really teach our students to be responsible with their actions. When they come over to our waste management station, we ask them, when you throw something away, where is away? Because we ask them this, only 11% of our food waste actually goes in the trash. As you can see, we've developed this food waste station, and over here we compost to prevent how much goes into the landfill every year. We compost fresh fruits and vegetables except for citrus. As we come over here, everything that goes into this gets shipped away to A1 Organics, and it gets grinded up and microorganisms decompose it as it sits there. And here in the waste, we throw everything that can be recycled, composted, or heat composted away in here. And over here, as you can see, we recycle aluminum, plastic that hasn't been touched by food, and plastic water bottles.
One of the projects we do at Kinard C.A.R.E.S is we go to Catalina Island, California, and learn about environmental leadership and human impact, which is where we got the idea for this mural. It goes from negative human impact or invasive species such as pine beetle kill and fracking to native species where it's biodiversity. Also in this sign, it says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," or "Become eco." And this is another Kinard C.A.R.E.S project that takes plastic water bottles and creates them into something beautiful, or a nature-like scenario. Another project we've done in Kinard C.A.R.E.S was collect the amount of water bottles we use in a week, which is 400 water bottles, the height of an average 8th grade student. We use this to teach students to be aware of how much plastic they're using and to encourage them to use reusable water bottles instead of using plastic. As you can see, our projects really focus on human impacts and how it affects the environment in our community.
Hey, so thank you for clicking on our station. My name is Sage and this is Courtney. So here's where we plan to have an outdoor learning center. And what we mean by that is an environment where students will no longer be held back by a generic classroom where the learning becomes endless. And this outdoor learning center would include a garden, a greenhouse, and it would incorporate service learning projects, and it will incorporate more outdoor things. So over here we have solar cookers, which it uses the sun and reflects it in, and it can bake anything. A lot of the times we do cookies, which is a bunch of fun. And the whole encompassing piece of this is just for students to have experiences that are totally different than just gain a worksheet. It's something that brings together the environment and learning, which is a big deal here.
This outdoor learning center also helps students come in touch with their community and the environment around them. And even though we can only bring 25 students to Catalina, we learn things there like the CALP principles that help that allow us to incorporate them in the school, and we try to make sure that all 800 students here will be able to learn the same things. And with our projects that we do in Kinard C.A.R.E.S, we also have the worms and compost, and they're one of the most known projects around the school. And the worms, we feed nitrogen and carbon from our school cafeteria, and this all used to be our cafeteria scraps, but now it's beautiful soil that the worms ate and produced. And the soil also helps to give energy to all the trees and plants, and it's just better for the earth.
A lot of these ideas were inspired from our trip to Catalina, which only 25 students can go to, but we try to bring it back for 800 students. And this is the question we try to keep asking ourselves: is this cycle sustainable? Which is really important, because if it's to keep things sustainable, that means that everything can benefit from it. That means the earth, that means us, and that means economically too. So that's a big deal.
And also with our projects from Catalina, we learned 4 CALP principles that have to do with everything in the earth, and we try to incorporate those throughout the school. So for our composting, we bring it back and we teach all of the students here how to compost and how it works. And so to get the nitrogen and carbon, we collect all of the food that came from the ground, and then we take it all and make sure it's all good for the worms, and we break it down and like chop it up so that it's easier for the worms to digest, and then we dump it into a waste bin for the worms to eat.
And what's important is with the balance of the mixture, once you chop it all up and it's like a little puree, but you got to make sure that there's a lot more carbon, which is like your paper materials, than food, which is the nitrogen. You need to balance that to like a 10-to-1 ratio. And you gotta wait. You gotta let the worms take it all in and to eat it, and then soon digest it. And then once they've digested it, then you can harvest it and you can use it for plants, but it's also like a superfood for them, so you can't give too much to a plant. It's good to mix in with other soils, but it really gives that extra boost to make really healthy plants.
In our cafeteria at Kinard, we provide students with a variety of healthy food options, some of which are seasonal and locally grown.